Chapter 12 Chiamaka, Thursday. Malarkey. Watch your language, Chi, Jamie says with a grin. Seriously, that is malarkey. Jamie bites into his sandwich, shaking his head. It's not. Trust me. Billy told Mackie, who told me that Cecilia Wright and Mr. Peterson are screwing. I roll my eyes at him. When I told him I wanted to talk about quote-unquote anything, I didn't mean this. I do question, though, why Aces reports random stuff about me and those boys, but not this, which is way more interesting, in my opinion. We were at Lola's, in an empty classroom near the cafeteria. I came here mostly because I wanted an excuse to be away from everyone else, especially people like Ruby, who would love to see the beginnings of my downfall play out. And I wanted to talk about something more pressing. Who Jamie thinks Aces is, for example. I take my phone out, checking it for new alerts. 0. I sigh. Checking to see if Aces has exposed another secret, Jamie asks, wrapping up the remains of his sandwich. No. Yes. I hear that if the secret is about you, you don't get the message. I narrow my eyes at him a little. No shit, Sherlock. I kind of figured that out already. But are people talking about it? Like who it could be? Jamie shrugs. I guess so. I don't really pay attention. Usually, I know everything going on in Nevaeh's. Usually, I'm in control. I've got ears in all classes, and people always tell me things. But this week, there's been a radio silence. I feel like everyone knows more than I do, and for some reason, they're keeping me out of the loop. First, there was Headmaster Collins' resignation. Then, there was everyone apparently knowing Jamie and Belle were a thing. And now, Aces. Not knowing who's next, what's next, has been making me really anxious. Let's head out of Lola's. Belle wanted to sit with us at lunch today. I try not to let the annoyance show on my face. Sure. We exit the room, looking around to make sure no teachers see us leaving, and then we walk back into the cafeteria. Jamie heads straight over to Belle, who's sitting at the jock table in the center with some of the girls from the lacrosse team and some guys from the football team. I follow, wrinkling my nose as I look at everyone eating what seems to be today's special, green pasta. I notice Scotty sitting at the end, twirling the pasta with one hand while texting with the other. I'm surprised to see him here. He usually hangs around the drama kids. I wonder who he's texting. Another reason I prefer eating lunch alone with Jamie is because the jock table is always so loud, filled with what are meant to be grown men in blue Letterman jackets flinging food at each other. I catch up to Jamie, wanting to tell him that Belle clearly seems busy eating vomit, but he's too fast, moving toward her like a magnet, kissing her softly. I look away, pulling a chair out and sitting up opposite them. How is Lola's? Belle asked. I take out my small tub of carrot sticks. Fascinating as always, Jamie says, mouth filled with sandwich again. He somehow managed to unwrap it in the time between kissing Belle and sitting down. There's a silence between us, and I look up, noticing Belle staring at me with expectation. I stick a carrot in my mouth, smiling wide as I chew. It was great. I always love hanging out with Jamie. Belle rolls her eyes, and I raise an eyebrow. Did she just roll her eyes at me? I hear a text tone and my heart jolts. Belle takes her phone out, glancing at my face. That was just my sister, she says. My heart starts beating steadily again, but I'm annoyed at myself that I let my insecurity show. What does she want? I ask, a little too harshly, to cover it up. Belle hesitates. It's a joke about politics. When can we watch another one of those mutant films? What joke? I push. She squints at me. Does it really matter? Jamie answers for her. I open my mouth to tell him yes and make up a reason for why it matters, but he interrupts me yet again. X-Men? He asks, bringing the conversation back to mutants, because that's clearly more important. Yeah, I'm really interested in them, Belle says. Jamie looks at me. I force a smile. Sure, not like it's already someone else's tradition or anything. This time my phone cuts me off as it buzzes. I scramble, quickly unlocking and scanning the screen for signs of humiliation. But it's just my mom sending me another article on death by phone charger. Thought it was Aces, didn't you? Jamie asks with a loud laugh, clapping his hands like this is funny. No. Maybe Aces is really the boogeyman, Jamie says. I glare at him. It's not funny, Jamie, I say. It kinda is. It really isn't, Belle says, putting her fork down, annoyance pressed into her soft features. Come on, I was just joking. Chiamaka's being sensitive. Belle looks unimpressed. Sensitive? Why is Belle acting like she suddenly cares about me? I need a break from this table and this conversation. I don't want to speak to Jamie when he's in asshole mode. I need your fresh air, I say, standing abruptly and causing the chair to scrape loudly against the floor. Some of the guys look up, Scotty included. I lock eyes with him briefly, and I swear, I'm not imagining it. He smiles. Then, without waiting for a response from Jamie, I leave. I don't care about them, I tell myself, but I look at them again anyway. The text from Aces. I rest my head against the wall of the bathroom stall I'm in, taking in the words. They're private. Really private. The type of rumors that could follow people after high school. The ones about Davon. I wonder how Davon's coping. I think I'd die if stuff that personal came out about me. If I feel this sick all the time, this anxious over trivial stuff, I can only imagine how he's feeling. What if darker, more invasive secrets of mine were released? The stuff that could ruin everything. College. My career. My life. The memory of blonde, bloodied hair stains the inside of my eyes as I shut them. The image is a constant reminder of how I just left her there to die. Every evening for weeks after the accident, I'd call every hospital in the city, asking if a young woman with blonde hair had been admitted. I stayed up every night, searching for news articles on every local news site, every message board, searching for a sign, a message about a hit and run, a girl left by cowards to bleed out and die. The selfish part of me is terrified by the thought that she survived and wants to find us, find me, and tell everyone her terrible secret. What keeps me up more than anything, though, is the night after that. I'd visited the spot where it happened. This street cars barely pass through, about 200 miles away from where I live, and the road was completely clear. I searched the entire stretch of it for signs of her. I drove up and down, convincing myself I'd memorized the place wrong. But there's no way I did. I have it permanently carved into my memory. There was no body. No glass in the headlight that shattered when we crashed. No blood. Nothing. Like it was all a figment of my imagination. But I know it happened. The tree we hit was proof enough. Bent out of shape, with bark torn from where the car slammed against it. The tree remained unchanged, while everything else on the crime scene was seemingly swept away. I brought the accident up with Jamie weeks after it happened, when my insomnia had gotten particularly bad. When I asked him, Jamie looked scared, lost even, like he could cry. I could tell he wasn't sleeping much either. I remember how pale he got, like he might throw up. But he changed the subject, of course, then ignored me for an entire day. Jamie doesn't even care about college, and the Fitzjohn family name would be enough to get him out of something this big. I'm pretty sure his family has ins with half the judges around here. But their name is not only powerful, it's a heavy burden to carry and needs to be upheld. Jamie's always telling me how much his father's respect means to him, and I know he would lose it all if this came to light. I tried mentioning it again once, weeks after that. I still wasn't sleeping, and my panic attacks had gotten more and more frequent. I needed a friend. I needed to talk about it, what had happened and what I'd seen. He'd straight up denied it, asked me what I was going on about, looked so confused. The fear I'd seen him the first time I'd asked completely gone. After that, I never brought it up again. Knowing who his dad is, and what would happen to Jamie, I figured it was something he fought to forget, and this time he had succeeded. I've met Mr. Fitzjohn a handful of times, at formal parties and passing when I've been at Jamie's house. The tension in the air of that place is so constricting. Even his mother seems to crumple under the pressure of a loveless marriage and the perfect family image she's been upholding. I know from Jamie that they sleep in separate bedrooms, and she's always, quote-unquote, taking something to help her sleep and distract her from the man she's married to. Not that anyone would ever talk about that. It's all brushed under the marble flooring. To the outsiders, the Fitzjohns seem perfect, but all of them are messed up in their own way. Jamie's more like his father than he realizes. My family doesn't have any of this, though. No legacy in here in America. If our secret comes to light, I have no way out. Everything's at stake, and while Jamie might appear calm on the outside, he must know that he could be next on Ace's list of victims. Maybe outwardly seeming okay, rationalizing things, is how he copes with the possibility of being Ace's next target. I wish it could be like that right now. I sniff, but I can't hold back a stream of tears. I let myself cry uncontrollably now. Let the aching from the tension in my brain ring, not caring about my mascara or the prospect of anyone in this bathroom hearing me. Every single night I dream of her, the girl. But now, before those nightmares, I ask myself, who is doing this? What will they reveal next? Chiamaka? I hear a soft voice say, along with the subtle creak of the bathroom door. I stay quiet, seated sideways on the ground of the stall, looking at my blue plaid skirt spread over my outstretched legs, the thick gray socks that cover most of my thighs, and my brown-heeled brogues pressing against the wall. It's Belle, she continues. The bathroom stall next to mine opens and my heart races a little. I hear a slight rattle as Belle pulls at my locked door. She raps at the door 3 times. I can see her gray suede heels and white frilly socks. Are you in there? She asks. I say nothing. I'm not sure why she's going to such great lengths to be nice. Maybe she's trying to prove a point to Jamie that she's the perfect girl. But I doubt Jamie would notice how Belle treats me, let alone care. Belle is still silent, and I almost think she's going to walk away, give up. But I hear a scraping noise. I watch the door as the lock slowly starts to turn. There's a sharp click, clink, and the door opens. Belle looks down at me with wide eyes and a frown. She unzips her bag and hands me a folded tissue. I don't take it. Silly question, I know, but... Her voice drills off. Are you okay? You've been gone for a while. We still have 5 minutes until the first warning bell, so I thought I'd come to find you. I'm okay, thanks, I say quietly. Good, I'm glad. She smiles a little, then opens her mouth to speak again but stops herself. Chewing her bottom lip, Belle steps into the stall and leans back against the wall. Aces, whoever it is a coward hiding behind a screen. I think you're brave for not letting it get to you, coming to school and facing everyone. Really brave, she finishes. I can't help but stare at her. Belle's eyes burn angrily, as though Aces is attacking her and not me. Maybe she isn't doing this for Jamie. Thank you, I tell her, and I mean it. Jamie didn't care enough to look for me, but she did. She cocks her head to the side, smile growing. I'm just glad you're okay, she says again. My heartbeat quickens. I sniff, turning away from her, focusing on the wall in front of me. How did you get the door open? I ask. As with the rest of the Nueas, the bathrooms are strong, dark wood, and the locks look pretty impenetrable. I'm really good at picking locks. I learned when you're at camp, Belle tells me just as the first warning bell rings. She steps out from the stall. Coming? I shake my head. Accepting her kindness, going along with it, makes me feel like I'm giving in. To what? I'm not sure, but I know I don't want to be friends with her. She nods, curls bouncing. I'll see you later. Later, I say, hating myself for seeming weak and fragile. People take advantage when you're weak and fragile. I reach up, tugging some paper from the dispenser in the cubicle, and dab my eyes. I hold the paper between my fingers, looking at the black lines of mascara and patches of brown foundation. I hate this out-of-control mess Aces is turning me into. I've worked too hard for someone to try to make me into a disgrace and laughingstock. Jamie and I haven't spoken since lunch, and now it's last period, chemistry. While our teacher, Mr. Peterson, goes on about chemical reactions, all I can think of is Aces. Every time a phone goes off, my heart skips a beat and I feel like my insides could spill out if they wanted. When certain chemicals are mixed together, the wrong reaction can take place. For example, we hear about celebrities overdosing all the time, but it's not necessarily because they take too much of a particular drug. Something slides towards me, a note. I open it, looking at Jamie's messy handwriting. Sorry for laughing about Aces. I reply. It's giving me anxiety. I don't know how you can find all of this funny. I watch out the corner of my eyes. Jamie reads the note. Sorry, again. He seems sorry enough. I take the note between my fingers and hold my index finger out. Shake my hand and you will be forgiven. He smiles and shakes my finger like it's a hand. Sometimes it's a matter of mixing things that don't react well together. One popular example is alcohol and sleeping pills, which can trigger symptoms such as extreme drowsiness, memory loss, and in some unfortunate cases, death. I look up when Mr. Peterson says that. Besides, Jamie continues in a whisper, I think Ace is targeting other people as a sign. They know what your wrath looks like. My mind is still spinning as Mr. Peterson's words echo inside. You're right, I say, trying to shake off the sudden strange feeling I got, the sense of deja vu. But as soon as I say that, I hear the wicked green laugh of the universe, and, like a switch being flicked, a reprise of phones goes off. I reach into my pocket, my heart hammering away against my shirt, and my stomach convulsing even more. I scan my phone. One notification from unknown. I hear the hubbub of chatter around me as everyone starts to dissect the text. One picture attached. We have a gangster among us, folks. Davon Richards, look at you. Hanging about on the wrong side of the tracks. What can be expected when he makes frequent visits like these to very influential, and not to mention good-looking, drug dealers? Be careful, Vonnie. Juilliard isn't too keen on criminal records. I hope he's worth it. Aces. There's a photo of Davon standing by some building. I read the text over, drumming my nails on the table. Who'd be that interested in Davon? This almost reads like an angry or jealous ex. I tap on my screen, selecting a contact I haven't spoken to in months. Hey, Scotty. It's Chiamaka. I watch my screen, only looking up to check that Peterson's focus is away from me. We are allowed to use our phones in school, just not during class. Apparently, they cause distractions. I bet the teachers never imagined anything like this, though, when they made that rule. How can anyone concentrate when there's a snake on the loose? I drag my finger down the screen, tapping the table impatiently. Why are you texting? Jamie whispers, startling me. I whack him lightly. None of your business. Focus on your work, I say, before tilting the phone a little to block Jamie's prying eyes from seeing. The 3 dots appear, indicating that Scotty's typing, and I sit up. Long time no speak. Just technically asked a question, and I want a direct answer. I try to sound intimidating. I probably should have spoken to him at lunch, since my intimidation works better in person, but I wasn't in the right headspace. Ask away. I look up, catching the teacher's eyes, so I pick up my pencil and pretend to write with one hand while tapping a reply under the table with the other. Are you aces? There's a short pause before the 3 dots appear again. You're the second person to ask me that this week. I thought we were friends. I wouldn't call us friends. In fact, the last time we spoke, sometime after our fake breakup at the beginning of junior year, he'd laughed at my shoes in the hallway, and I'd threatened to cut off his stupid ponytail. But I thought we were on good enough terms, too. He's friends with Jamie's friends, so we've always kind of been in the same circles anyway. I thought we were too. Yet you're the only connection I can think of who had any dirt on both me and Davon. As I told the other person, why would I implicate myself? There's something inside me that knows this isn't Scotty. That for all the shitty things he's done, he doesn't stand to gain anything from this. My phone buzzes again. Scared that Aces will talk about that night? Frozen, I stare down at the message, trying to figure out what he means by that night. Does Scotty somehow know about the girl we hit? What night? I send. Waiting for his reply feels like an eternity, but eventually I feel my phone vibrate. Jamie's party at the beginning of junior year. You were wasted, remember? Kept telling people their outfits sucked. It was funny, actually. I only remember snippets of Jamie's party. I remember the kiss, but the rest is a blur. I don't even remember drinking that much, but I'm a lot more careful now if I do drink around people. I want to be able to recall everything, keep their secrets in my bank rather than the other way around. Why'd I be scared about that? The worst Aces could do is show everyone a video of me dancing badly on top of some table. I've been through worse attempts at people trying to embarrass me. Is that all you remember? Scotty writes back almost immediately. I pause, trying to figure out what he means by that. Yes, why? I hardly remember that night and wanted to piece things together, too, in case Ace says anything on me. I do stupid things when I'm drunk. All I remember is talking to you, kissing some guy, and throwing up in the rose bushes outside. I don't remember speaking to Scotty that night. I close my eyes, trying to recall something, anything, and as if a bucket of ice water has been tossed over my head, a massive chill pulls me into the memory. Can I tell you a secret? Scotty asks, his voice startling me. I'm in one of the guest bedrooms. The door was supposed to be locked. I'm not sure how Scotty got in. The music blaring from the party downstairs is making my head spin. It's about you, he says with a loopy smile. What secret? I say, trying to sit up, panic arising inside. He smirks a little, then takes a seat on the carpet next to me, almost spilling the concoction in his red Solo cup. I heard that Cecilia Wright isn't a natural blonde, Scotty says. I blink at him. That's not about me, I stare. No, of course it isn't. Your name is Chi, not Cece. He wipes his mouth and leans close. He smells like death, and that's a nice way of putting it. You know, I wasn't meant to be here tonight. Snuck away when Mom wasn't looking, Scotty says. I want to sleep, but I feel nauseous and shaky, and I want to know what Scotty has on me. Scotty looks up, takes my face in his hands. You're so pretty, Chi. Pretty as a doll. I pull at his hands. What's wrong with you? I reach up to smooth my cheeks, but they feel wet. Was I crying? Why was I crying? I was supposed to meet Jamie in his room, but he wasn't. Why are you hiding up here in this room? It's a lot more fun downstairs. Scotty's voice slurs as he says, knocking me a little. He completely ignored my question. I could ask you the same thing, I say. Come to look for my girlfriend, he says, laughing at the word girlfriend like it's the most hilarious thing in the world. I don't know if I should be offended or not. Well, she's fine, so you can go now. Scotty thrusts his hands out, this time spilling a bit of his drink, before concentrating hard on placing it down straight. When he does, he watches it suspiciously, holding his hands up like he has magical powers that will prevent his cup from defying gravity. If it wasn't obvious before, the moment he starts singing the chorus of Hit Me Baby One More Time, it is clear as day that he's way too drunk to deliver himself home. Did you come here with anyone? I can ask Jamie if you mind Scotty crashing here. Jamie's friends will probably sleep in the guest rooms or one of the living rooms. No, but I might leave with someone. Let's see where the night takes me. He smiles sheepishly, and I hit him. You know, you're the worst boyfriend ever, I say. He and I are only fake dating, since he's on the football team and is semi-popular, and I'm on the verge of being popular. We need each other. It's political. I know, he says, throwing his head back so hard it smashes against the wall, making me cringe. He groans, his fingers lost in the messiness of his hair as he cradles his skull. Are you okay? I ask as his head slumps forward. He sniffs and I lean in, noticing his wet cheeks now. Is Scotty crying? Do you need an ice pack? He shakes his head before I can even finish asking the questions. I'm such a shitty boyfriend. I don't say anything. Is that why he's crying? Because I don't care about the whole authenticity of this relationship behind closed doors. All I do is cheat and lie and drink and be a fucking disappointment to Vaughn and my parents in Nevaeh. Maybe he's not talking about me after all. He cries a little harder, picking his drink up again. I awkwardly pat his back. I feel really sick. I've already thrown up in the bathroom, but I'm probably going to puke up my entire digestive system and die next to Scotty in this bedroom while everyone else adjusts normally to teenage life downstairs. Scotty hugs his cup like it's a stuffed toy. There's a hole in his sock. His big pale toe sticks out, and it's funny because he's nothing like this sober. He's always put together, and the finest clothes every legacy kid is expected to wear. You're not a disappointment, Scotty. Trust me, I say, smoothing down my dress. And it's my duty as your fake girlfriend to not let you die from alcohol poisoning. I tug the cup out of his hand. He slumps back. We are quiet for a while. I almost think he's falling asleep. The door to the guest room opens once again. There you are. I went to my room looking for you, but you weren't there. Everything okay? Jamie asks. I nod, still shivering, face dry from tears. I probably look like a mess. I force a smile. Everything's great, I say. Good. His eyes drift down from Scotty, next to me, now fast asleep. Want to go somewhere to talk? He says with a smirk. I start to get up, surprised by how painful it is to do so. An image flashes suddenly in my mind, someone pushing me down, me falling hard, crying, screaming for help. I'd love to talk, I say as his arms slip around my waist, brushing over the bruises on my hip. There's a sharp pang in my head, and the memory jolting from my nervous system out of whack. I take a shaky breath and smooth down my school skirt, feeling a little sick. I don't bother replying to Scotty's message. I got the answer I was looking for. He's not Ace's. Jamie taps my arm, his smile and eyes widen. You're thinking too hard. I can literally hear your brain cells screaming, Help! There's only 2 of us left. I roll my eyes. My brain cells can manage, I reply in a whisper, and Jamie quirks an eyebrow up with an if you're sure look, then turns back and continues to facing the instruction sheet we were given. He scrawls numbers and symbols all over it, like he usually does to pass time. I sometimes wonder how Jamie and I are in AP classes together. He literally never pays attention. I tap his arm, and he looks at me again. You forgot one of your passwords at my house the other day, I say, staring at his thick black marker pen. He looks confused. My password? Yeah, the 17171. His grin fades into a subtler expression. Ah, that password. I don't need it anymore, he says. How can you not need a password anymore? I ask. He shrugs. Needed it, then didn't. I nod, not pressing further. Jamie is random like that sometimes. He goes back to writing on the page. My head still throbs, so I try to focus on something else, hoping the pain subsides. My gaze drifts past Jamie, landing on Belle, sitting at one of the tables nearby. Her hair is falling over the side of her face while her chin rests on her manicured hand, face flushed. I notice she's gripping the pencil so hard her knuckles are white. I'd ask her if she was okay, but we aren't friends. And so, I don't. I imagine her blonde hair matted and red, blood dripping all over her uniform and forming a puddle on the ground. Then I blink, and the image disappears.